Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today is a bake with me video. I love doing these videos, the treats and just the different kind of sweets. I love baking, and so these ones are really near and dear to my heart and super special. So my birthday is in April, and so I thought it would be fun to make my 5 most favorite and loved cookies this month and share them with you all. All 5 of these recipes are recipes that I've found on Pinterest and just have tried and then ended up loving. And I've taken every single one of these cookies to a family event or just some sort of event or outing, and they've been loved by the people that were there. You also might be thinking, it's May, not April. And yes, I do know that, but this video was supposed to come out 2 weeks ago, and my family got hit hard with, I don't even know what it was, some sort of sickness, and it took 2 weeks for it to run through our entire family in its entirety. And each member of the family was sick for about 5 days, and it really took its toll on us. And so it's been 2 weeks since I've brought a new video, and I'm so excited to be back at it, bringing you this video. And I think this is such a perfect one to come back with after not being here for a while. And so if you're watching this one right when it comes out, thank you so much for being here after a surprising 2-week hiatus. It means so much that you've clicked on this video and chosen to watch it with me. If you're new here, thank you so much. My name is Jamison. I am a stay-at-home mom of 2 kiddos. My daughter is 2, and I have a son who is 8 months old. And so we are just, leaning into the 2 under 2 and the little kids era. I am, knee-deep in diapers and Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, but it is super amazing, and I wouldn't have it any other way. I like to bring videos that are all about mom life, baking, organizing, cleaning. Those are just things that, I like to do. Those are videos that I like watching other people do. And so I just want to provide some motivation and some fun into your day. So enough talking for now. Let's go ahead and bake some chocolate chip cookies. So this chocolate chip cookie recipe is just such a classic recipe. So good. It is based off of Joanna Gaines' recipe, and I've noticed that it makes a very thin, chewy kind of chocolate chip cookie. So if you're more of like a fluffy chocolate chip cookie kind of person, this probably is not for you unless you add, more baking soda or something. But I don't claim to be a baker, and I'm not very good with all those things. I can follow a recipe, and so I don't know really how to change it to make them fluffier, and so I also just really like them chewy. I think they're delicious. And so I'm not working to change the recipe. But if you're into a chewy, sweet, melty chocolate chip cookie, this is definitely for you. Like I mentioned, am in no way, shape, or form a baker. I just love baking, and so I've gotten a little bit better at it as I've, done it more. And so these recipes are not my own that I've created. These are all from Pinterest, like the title of this video suggests. And if I can do it, you can absolutely do it. And I hope I inspire you to try one of these delicious cookie recipes. Yum. It is safe to say these did not last for very long in our house. So these maple brown sugar cookies were new to me as of this past fall, but they definitely will be kind of a staple now. My husband absolutely loves them. He says it's such a nice change of pace from your traditional cookie. He's not a huge chocolate fan, so he's just particular. So he really likes these maple cookies just because they're a little different. The only, I would say, challenging part is the icing because you have to put it on the stove. And it's not even challenging. It's just that mental block of, oh, I have to put it on the stove instead of just whipping it up really quick in a bowl. It is really easy, but you don't even really need the icing. You'll see here towards the end, I only had 5 cookies left over by the time I got around to icing them, because they're truly that good without the icing. So the icing really is just the icing on top. So you don't really even need it for these cookies. They pack a lot of flavor and punch just as they are. And I'm so, so glad I found them this past fall when I was trying out some new recipes. So you'll see here in a second, I transfer all of the cookie dough into this blue bowl that I had all of the dry ingredients in and cover it and put it in the fridge. The only reason that I transferred the dough into the blue bowl is because I was making more cookies and needing the mixing bowl, but that was the only reason. You could have totally just left it in the mixing bowl, covered it, and put it in the fridge. You can put it in the fridge for a couple hours or even overnight, and that's what I did. And then the next day I baked them up. If you don't have a cookie dough scooper, I highly suggest and recommend one. Mine is just an old one that I think was passed down from either my mom or my grandma had an extra, and it totally has changed the game in scooping out the cookie dough. It's easier, plus the cookies look more uniform and the same size. See, I told you I only had 5 cookies left over, and the recipe very, very clearly makes more than 5 cookies, but this is what I had left when I found the time to make the icing. So you can see that they're just as tasty without the icing, but the icing just adds a little extra something. Okay, so monster cookies. These are for all my chocolate peanut butter lovers out there. You've got oats, you've got M&Ms, chocolate chips, peanut butter, the whole shebang. This is like, everything but the kitchen sink is in these cookies, and they are delicious. These are some of my immediate family's favorite cookies that I've made. My dad loves them, and every time I have them, or every time I bake them, I always bring them over to their house because I know that he will love them and enjoy them. And this recipe makes so many cookies. So if you're looking to feed a bunch of people, going to an event with lots and lots of people, or if you're going to an event but you want to keep some for yourselves at home, this definitely has plenty of cookies for you. It's so fun for me to watch these videos back and to reflect on how much I've grown since I've started trying to bake and becoming a wife. I really cooked like nothing, baked nothing. My mom was such a good cook and such a great baker that I really never found a need to because she loved doing it, and if I was doing it with her, so I always had her help. So once I got married, I was like, oh my gosh, what am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to cook dinner? How am I supposed to bake anything? And so it's kind of been quite the journey. But watching this back, I'm like, oh my gosh, look at you go. And it's so fun. And I never even separated dry ingredients and wet ingredients. And I'm like, look at me, I'm doing all those things, and it seems so simple and easy now. And so if you're in a place where you're like, oh my gosh, I'll never be able to bake anything, I'm gonna have to go and buy anything I take to an event, or it's overwhelming, trust me, I get you. I was you. You just have to try, and you have to fail a lot. I failed so much, and my husband was so encouraging, and that's one of the reasons I've stuck with baking and trying to cook dinners too. If you are feeling that way, don't give up. It gets better. Practice truly makes progress, and the more you do it, the better you'll get. I also want to say this is something I truly enjoy, And so if you don't enjoy it, I'm not saying you have to absolutely force yourself to do it. No, absolutely not. But I'm guessing if you're watching this video, you have a desire to try and get better at baking, or you like baking. And I totally go to the store and buy things when I'm last minute too. So I'm not knocking that at all. So you'll see this bottom row, I added M&Ms to the top, and the top 2 rows I didn't add M&Ms. So kind of your preference on what you'd like to do. Do you like a cookie? Yeah? Is it yummy? It has M&Ms. These Texas sheet cake cookies are just literally a dream in your mouth. If you like chocolate at all, you are going to love these. I mean, I don't even really have words to describe how amazing these cookies are. You'll just have to try them out for yourselves. They are truly amazing and delicious. Now, I will say that I believe that you need the icing for these cookies for them to have their total and full like deliciousness effect. It is, yeah, it's like a cloud of chocolate that you're eating, and it's just truly such a wonderful experience to eat these cookies. It's a new recipe I found. I tried it on a whim around Christmas time. I was just kind of like over the typical Christmas like cookies and treats, and I couldn't find it. I wasn't really inspired on Pinterest, and so instead of just searching for Christmas, I just went back and looked through. I have like a yum board, and so I refound these and made them, and they will forever be a staple in my baking that I do. I truly love them. So you'll see as I continue to ice these cookies, they start to look a mess. It's getting everywhere, but once you remove the cookie from the parchment paper and you put it on your platter, they look delicious. The only thing I wish I would have done is you can see kind of like chunks of powdered sugar still. I was just like trying to be quick, and so I didn't wait for the powdered sugar to totally dissolve. So that doesn't normally happen. You just have to make sure you are mixing the icing thoroughly, and then it will be like a very smooth coating like you would find on a Texas sheet cake. So now we're moving on to our final cookie of the video, but I don't know if I would say it's the best for last, but it's pretty darn good for last. I don't know if I could pick a favorite, because these are like truly my top 5 favorite cookies. I just love them all so much. So once you get to the end of this video, down below in the comments, leave me a comment on which cookie you'd love to eat the most, or if you're going to try one of these recipes, let me know which one you're going to try, and I'd love to know if it was a success for you, and I truly hope it was a success, and if it's not, don't get discouraged and try again. So the recipe says that you can add chocolate chips and mini M&Ms to these cookies, but honestly, I would just do mini M&Ms. They're chocolatey enough. You don't really need the chocolate chips. Plus, the mini M&Ms are where you get that like very store-bought look. And so I would just spend a lot of your time putting all of the M&Ms on there. It is time consuming, I'm not gonna lie. It was like a good 5 to 10 minutes, I think it took me to place all of these M&Ms on the cookies. But if you're also not as particular as I am, apparently, it probably won't take you as long. But this is where like spending the time will make them look extra store-bought and special. Thank you so much for sticking it out this long and for choosing to watch this video today. It means so much to me that you chose to click on this video and hang out with me for a little bit. Make sure that you like and subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I will see you next Sunday with a new video. Bye.